Hole punching brings us to the two most important strokes in paddling. At the top of the hole, you take a powerful forward stroke combined with a slight hip thrust, which propels the boat forward over the edge so it can clear the hole as far as possible. Then at the bottom of the hole, you put in your paddle as far forward as possible to pull yourself forward out of the hole, just in case you didn't completely clear it. Let's look at those two strokes again. At the top of the hole, we're using a forward stroke to push our boat forward, up, out, into the air, over the hole. Then at the bottom of the hole, we're taking another stroke as far forward as possible to pull us forward out of the hole. I'm going to play this in normal speed once and watch and see if you can actually see the boat jump out over the edge. Here it goes again. If you don't take these two strokes, there's a good possibility you're going to get stopped by the hole and pulled back into it. When you take the bottom stroke, you want to be reaching down deep into the green water to pull yourself up. If you're just up in the foam, it's not going to do you much good. Timing of this top stroke is critical. Here I take my stroke too late, so I'm actually pushing myself down. So when my bow hits, it hits the white water stops me, and I get submerged. When we go over a hole, it's important that we land with our body forward. If not, we may get rear-ended or sucked back. Note that as we approach the hole, we're paddling with good body forward posture. Then we thrust the boat forward at the top and we bring our body forward for the landing. Perfecting the timing and body control during these two strokes may take you a while, but it's worth it. They're the two most important strokes in paddling. Ideally, we would want to have 3 or more powerful strokes before the drop so that we have some speed to go over it. However, sometimes we're back paddling as we come up to the drop so that we can see over the edge and find the exact spot we want to go over, or maybe we're scouting to make sure it's safe. In that case, we may only have 1 or 2 strokes to propel us over the drop. In our quest to jump out over the hole, there are 2 things we have to be careful of. The first is that we use a real forward stroke that keeps us going straight. It's easy to accidentally turn the boat sideways, which will bring us a whole list of other problems, which we're going to discuss later. The second problem is in our quest to have a powerful stroke, we'll sometimes overdo it and end up with our boat on edge, which obviously that can bring up some problems as well. It's more important to have an 80% powered, fully controlled, flat, straight stroke than it is to try for 120% power and get yourself turned or on edge. We've talked several times about the 2 most important strokes in paddling and how at the bottom of the hole you should be paddling with a forward stroke to pull you forward out of the hole. But things don't always go as planned. Sometimes you're going to need to use a brace stroke. If so, do it and then switch back to your forward stroke. So far, every hole we've shown is straight perpendicular to the current, and we've been able to go at it from straight on. That isn't always possible. Sometimes you have to or want to go through a hole sideways. When we go through a hole sideways, we're again going to use 2 strokes, one to propel us up off the lip of the hole, and the other to pull us out of the hole. This time, though, we're going to make sure that our second stroke that pulls us out of the hole is on the downstream side of the hole. If we forget our strokes or take a stroke upstream into the hole, it'll be trouble. When we hit the bottom of the hole, we should be leaning slightly downstream. If water catches the upstream edge of our boat, over we'll go.